Okay, I have 6 songwriting tips. Arbitrary number, these are the ones I could come up with. Obviously, they're not rules, they're tips. A great song can break all of these little tips. But it's a great way, this is like a great baseline how to get started, right? And this is going to be in order from, oh wait, there's 7 tips. Never mind, 7 tips. This is in order from the easiest to implement to the hardest to implement. And then, like, if you're just getting started, like, it'll progress naturally, I promise. Uh, First tip, remove filler words. Like, really just very. They don't add anything. Unless if they're essential. I almost used a filler word right there. Unless if they are essential to how the song sounds, I would recommend just Control F delete. Replace them with a word that actually means something. Uh, I think sticking to less. If you can express a word, or if you can express an idea in less words, try and do that. Number 2, write shit down all the time. Like the Notes app is going to be your best friend. Write down phrases that just come to you. You know, they feel evocative. You ideally you want to have a seed to build off of. Like all of my best songs start with a phrase, right? Like, okay, this phrase came to me. I can write a song based off of this, or at least I can start writing a song based off of this. And sometimes that phrase gets deleted somewhere halfway through. But the fact is, the important part is that build something out of it. Um, I'm trying to think of an example. Um, Vodka Lemonade, that song. Um, I wrote the chorus first. It's obviously really simple. It's just vodka lemonade, message my ex. Yeah. You know the one. But I wanted to write something where I just shout vodka lemonade because that's my favorite drink. And then the song kind of formed around it. It ended up being about like having a sloppy drunk night. Um, so like let that seed inform how you develop the song. Um, Concept maps is are a great way to write. If you get that initial phrase that you like write it on a piece of paper and then like draw lines out from it. Just whatever that phrase makes you feel, write it down. Doesn't matter. Just brainstorm. Get a bunch of ideas on a piece of paper. Then after that, circle ones you like. Move on with that. Or even not. Like you can just do all that and then just start writing a verse like normal. Because you'll just have those thoughts in your brain. You'll know what your brain is gravitating towards, and that's the second tip. That was a big second tip. Um, but that's just a great way to start writing songs. Um, Number 3, lyrics that don't have explicit meaning but bring the right vibe are more than okay. They're very welcome. Um, I think a lot of people get stuck on the idea that your lyrics have to mean something. Sometimes they can just sound good and generally contribute a good vibe to the song. Um, in the Snake World song "I'm Fine," uh, one of my lines is "wrist taut, mind stuck, stupid, useless, broken luck," and that doesn't mean anything necessarily. But it sounds good. I like the internal rhyme part of it. But also it like I think it brings kind of the frustrated energy that I'm trying to portray in that song very well. Uh, so like, don't get caught up on that the details like that. um, and adding on to that, this is tip number 4. It doesn't matter if the things that you talk about are literally true, just that they feel true. Like reality and the things that you say in your song don't need to line up. Um, you just need to portray something as if it feels true. Um, you want things to feel authentic. Um, Authenticity is like a skill that you build over time. It's not something that you like have by default when writing out your first lyrics. It's you build up the skill of expressing your inner truth through art, right? It's something that you like actually have to like exercise and do. So you can write a song that's all about how that time you shoplifted from Walmart, but if it doesn't feel like it's true, it will be lambasted for being inauthentic, even if it literally did happen, right? Um, you you want to build up the skill of being able to say things that aren't true, or say things that are true, but also portray them as if they feel true. This is a long roundabout way of saying it, but essentially, I'll use vodka lemonade as another example. I never messaged my ex and asked her to fuck. Haven't done that. Haven't done that yet. I have a hard and fast rule: I do not date my exes. But it felt good in the song, right? It felt good to like. It felt like it matched the vibe of the rest of the song. It didn't literally happen, but it felt authentic. Okay, number 5. This is another thing to not get hung up on. Don't get hung up on rhyme structure. Okay, so this is a really big one for like first time songwriters. Like if you've never written lyrics before, this is probably a thing that you're gonna get stuck on if you're trying to write like poppy songs in like a verse chorus, bridge chorus kind of situation. Not pop but like songs that follow a pop sensibility. This is an easy thing to get caught up on. Um, a thing that a lot of beginner songwriters will do is that they will write a line, and then the next line they will force to rhyme with the previous line. Like, it's very obvious that somebody picked a certain word just because it rhymed with the word that they actually wanted to use in the first line. I'm trying to think of a good example, but yeah, I can think of one in Snail Man by Jezebel Gebergably. I think that song is really fun. There is a couple of lines in there that just sounds so bad. Um, like the line, Snail Man doesn't have a life. Snail Man doesn't have a knife. Why doesn't he have a knife? That doesn't. You just pick the knife because it rhymes. That's silly. Um, Try to avoid that to the best of your ability, because people can see it very easily. Um, and like adding on to that, you'll develop a feeling for how to use rhymes properly in a song. Um, Internal rhyme is going to be a great friend of yours. I think try to sprinkle things in so it's not just an A B B kind of rhyme structure, because that gets really boring. Put like internal rhymes in there. Make syllabic, multi syllables, many syllables in the rhyming words. Yes, good. Um, I wrote another thing for this. Rhyme zone is obviously going to be a big help. And also, breaking rhyme structure is cool. Don't feel like you have to rhyme everything together, or you have to rhyme every line. It's like it's a trope to be used, right? You don't have to stick to it. Obviously, catchy ass songs often do, but a lot of songs don't. So, if it isn't conducive to your song, don't stick to rhyming things if it doesn't need it. Yeah, I'm giving up on the kayfabe that I'm coming up with this all off top. I got like a screen here. I wrote everything on. No kayfabe here. Um, 6. Don't be afraid to kill your weak ideas and use their discarded parts for future songs. Like, as a songwriter, you're going to write so many songs that fucking suck. Uh, the best songwriters have like a 50-50 of like songs that they write that are good and worth developing past the initial idea, and songs that shouldn't even get the first draft finished. Know that even if you start developing this idea and you like kind of where it's going, but it's not working as a whole, you can just ditch the song. Fuck it. You don't have to finish it. Don't get too attached to unfinished songs. And my one of my favorite things to do is if I like an idea from a song, like just reuse it later. Like just harvest its essence. Harvest the good parts of its essence for later projects. I promise it'll make it feel so much more fresh. And putting together like some kind of Frankenstein song feels cool. It feels cool to like bring together a bunch of parts from unused songs. Um, why it's so late in this list is because it's hard to know when a song that you wrote sucks, because you don't want to admit it to yourself. You don't want to admit that you're a faulty artist, but sometimes you write shit that blows. So you gotta get a feel for when it blows. And finally, the last one. This one actually, my co-songwriter helped me figure out. Willow, shout out. Let the themes develop like naturally as the song goes on. So when we write songs together, we will typically start writing a verse or a chorus together. Um, and then once we have both of like a verse and a chorus, um, we'll look at the whole song like as a whole and be like, okay, what is this even about? Because sometimes it's just stream of consciousness. You're just writing stuff that feels like it goes together, and after you look at what you've made like from afar, you can be like, okay, these are the themes that I'm picking out of my own work. Like, it helps to be an analyst of other media and other art, because you can then like take that step back and look at your art under the same framework and lens of an analyst, being like, okay, if I didn't write this song, what do I think the songwriter would have meant by this? And then from that, you can further develop the themes of your song. Uh, Obviously, that's a very complex idea, I think, for a song that you just start. But I think those are 7 songwriting ideas I have, concepts, tips, whatever. Just to go over them again really quick. Remove filler words. Write shit down and build from a single seed. Lyrics don't have to have explicit meaning. Authenticity is key. Not like literally authentic, but something that feels authentic. Don't get hung up on rhyme structure. Break rhyme when you need it. Don't be afraid to kill your weak ideas, and let the themes develop naturally as you write your song. I hope any of this is helpful. I would like to explain my songwriting process in further detail if anyone actually wants to hear it. But this is just a blanket statement. These are good things these are like good tips that I usually follow. I'm sure if you look at all my songs, I break this shit all the time, but like these are good things to start with.